that is on the perimeter of the old Oak Ridge line, and it's where guards obviously used to stay, and it kept people either inside of Oak Ridge that weren't allowed out, or outside of Oak Ridge that didn't even know this town existed. So this is actually really vital to our history because it shows the ones around town. This is the most visible one, and it shows where the line was of Old Oak Ridge, and it's something that pretty much anyone can see coming in and out of Oak Ridge.
We are at the Grove Theater, which is the original movie theater for Oak Ridge, but is now a performing arts hall. We are at the other one, a local favorite which brings people from all over the state of Tennessee to Oak Ridge.
So we're here in historic Jackson Square, which used to once be the downtown of Oak Ridge. Now it's kind of like the middle part, I guess, if you could say that. Anyway, it used to be in the 1940s and 50s where people would come and hang out. And for example, people would go to plays, like at the Oak Ridge Playhouse.
We're at Big Ed's Pizza, which is located here in Jackson Square, and it's one of the most famous, not only in Oak Ridge, Tennessee, but in the world, pizza places, and it brings in tourists and rowers, and it's just overall really good for the economy, and it's great at bringing people together. Well, here we are at the soup kitchen, and the soup kitchen sells basically anything you could think of that's centered around soup, bread, desserts. It's one of the older eateries in Oak Ridge, and the historic decor will bring you back to the yesteryears of the city of Oak Ridge. We're at the Alexander Inn here in Oak Ridge, Tennessee, located right next to Jackson Square, which is one of the first hotels in Oak Ridge and housed many of the greatest minds of all time, such as Albert Einstein during World War II. We are at the tennis courts by Jackson Square, which used to be a hangout in the 40s for teenagers after football games and on pretty much any weekend night. They would come down here and hang out and dance. But now they're tennis courts, and people use them to play tennis for fitness, and they serve their purpose, so. Dropping the mic. We're at Chapel on the Hill, which is the oldest church in Oak Ridge. It was built in 1943 by the Army to house religious activities during World War II. We're at Cedar Hill Park, which was built in 1987 and designed by local children. This is the first wooden park in the Knoxville metro area. Blankenship Field and Jack Armstrong Stadium, where the Wildcats play football. What makes this field unique is that it's not located right next to the high school, but it's located where the previous high school was. This is Oak Ridge High School, aka Hell, the best public school in the state. We're at Oak Ridge High School, which is the high school that serves all the students in Oak Ridge. We're here at the Civic Center, which houses an indoor basketball court for kids to play sports and a swimming pool and a library, as well as it holds the Secret City Festival, aka Bissell Park, home of the Friendship Bell and the Secret City Festival, where many musical guests come to perform under this pavilion. It also has a playground for children to play and various walking trails for fitness and running and walking.
This is the Friendship Bell. It was given to the community of Oak Ridge after World War II by the Japanese. It is a peace offering for the war that had destroyed many lives of both Americans and Japanese. And there's Hannah admiring the knobs.
The Children's Museum of Oak Ridge, originally an elementary school in the early days of the city, has now been converted to a museum for children to come and learn about historic events in Oak Ridge, as well as learn about living in different time periods. It's also a summer camp for kids in the surrounding areas. This is historic Highland View neighborhood, where many of the original houses in Oak Ridge were built. They're made of cement and asbestos, and many of them still stand today.
So the Jefferson Soda Fountain is unique for its old-fashioned soda fountain, obviously, and its nice motto, the not fast food, just good food fast. And it used to be a place where people could hang out, and it still is today. So it's got the 1940s feel inside. It's just a great part of Oak Ridge's history. We're at Kroger, where it is a main food hub of Oak Ridge, and its competitors are Hank's Market, Walmart, and Food City, for the most part. And even at 4:30 on a Friday, it's still pretty packed. And it's just where people go and shop for basic daily needs and stuff like that. We're here at the Oak Ridge Rowing Association Boathouse, which was established in 1978 and gives a great economic boost to our community by having the third best rowing course in the nation.
We're at the UT Battelle Rowing Tower, which marks the end of each 2,000-meter race here at the Oak Ridge Rowing Association. And contrary to popular belief, it is not a tiny house.
Okay, so behind me is the monument of the Clinton 12. These 12 students were supposed to help end segregation in the South, and they were most known for the fact that they weren't wanted at the school, and yet they still stayed anyway. Green McAdoo, the school built in 1935, was where these 12 students came from. It later had a bomb that had been placed in the school and almost burnt down. This is similar to Jefferson Soda Fountain. It was opened in the 1930s and was segregated until the Civil Rights Movement happened. It has a soda fountain just like the one in Jefferson, but this one's here in Clinton, and it shows the historic value that Clinton has. We're here at the trusses, and it's used as a lookout for the rowing competitions, as well as a kind of cool hangout for kids to just get away from Oak Ridge stuff, because there's not much to do in Oak Ridge. And it's also used as a railway, as you can see. And prom pictures, apparently. And you can see off into Oak Ridge as well. And apparently, get grilled mom. And it's super sketchy.
We're at a place called The Summit. Some of you may have heard of it. Some of you, the good kids, have not heard of it. But anyway, it's a nice, quiet place for teenagers to come, hang out. You can hang out here. You can study here. Study your anatomy, your human anatomy. You can study botany up here. And just look at the lights.